Hello everybody! Здравейте на всички! It's been almost 3 days and I personally am feeling a little bit sad. But at the same time, I'm also excited because the time when the inspiration that you have demonstrated these 3 years, days, not years, I would like to have you at least for 3 years here in Gabrovo, but your inspiration, your emotions, your knowledge, your needs and expectations probably are already combined in a perfect form and will be demonstrated in the presentation part of our innovation camp. Now Pencho will give you some technical details about the procedure, and I believe we will witness some of the most innovative presentations that will be very important for the resilient development of Gabrovo, but I'm also sure that they will be with serious impact in Bulgaria and also across the European Union. So I know that you are also expecting the things that will happen in a minute. Therefore, I will give the floor to Pencho. He will be very clear and short.
Dear innovators, the rules are simple. We have 6 groups. Each group shall present their prototype in a time of 10 minutes. Then we will have a short Q&A session, which will not longer than 10 minutes. That's all. Enjoy.
Okay, добре. Hello, good morning. My name is Danica, and I am a Gabrovian. I am a municipality councillor, and I am also working in the Regional Innovation Center, Ambitious Gabrovo. The presentation. Okay, yeah, okay. So, our prototype, the Innovation Cooperation Team, ICT. I'm happy to present to you our Smart Specialization Team. We worked very hard in these past 3 days, and I'm very excited to report that we achieved some, I think, very good results, but we will see. Next slide, please. Okay. So the main goal, the Gabrovo coordination team, it fits very well to the Gabrovo Smart Specialization Strategy and the PRI strategy. We were still doubting about the name, so yes. So my assistant is gone. Okay, so these are our names that we proposed. Maybe some of the young people here can choose or can help us to choose one of them, because cooperation team, it is not very good name. I don't know. And so, as I told you, we worked very hard, and we interviewed important stakeholders. We identified some important gaps in the Gabrovo innovation ecosystem. So the main one is that the different parts have next slide, please. Yeah, this is the ecosystem, and every part of the ecosystem, they have difficulties in coordination and communication, and it is very complicated to work together. The end goal is to build a synergic, dynamic, and a resilient ecosystem in Gabrovo. In the next slide, you will see, you will take like this, we will give you this taste of the impression of one of the most important, maybe for us, player in the ecosystem, the Professor Железаров, who is the rector of Technical University. Can you, yeah, прави Габрово специален град?
Духа. Габрово, предприемаческия дух живее свободно, развива се и ако погледнем профила на габровските компании, те не са толкова големи, но голяма част от тях са иновативни. Процентно разположени, смятам, че сме на едно от първите места в България. Не навсякъде го има този предприемачески дух. Не навсякъде става вино. В Габрово не става вино, но не навсякъде има и предприемачески дух.
Защо според вас е важно участниците в екосистемата да си комуникират и да си бъдат полезни?
Ако те не си комуникират, няма да си бъдат полезни. Комуникацията тръгна в едни далечни времена, може би преди повече от 10 години, когато градяхме мостове между бизнеса и университета, между общината и университета и фирмите. Смятам, че този път го проходихме. Благодарение на това се случиха хубави неща, като създаването на регионалния иновационен център, общото ни кандидатстване в ЕДИХа и смятам успешното презентиране в Европа. Благодарение на това сме партньори на мястото, на което се намираме в Центъра за компетентност, където участват ключови играчи от региона, водещи фирми, общината. Трябва да продължим този път и това, което казах и на панела вчера, след откриването на кампа, е, че ние вече не търсиме скъсяване на разстоянията, искаме да бъдем на едно място.
Yes, admittedly, the COPE team will have many areas of intervention. The main one is coordination, communication, and ideas. You can see the others, but these are the main. Because, however, the most important of them is that. And every time we need to have this communication to help the young people mostly, and the business in Gabrovo. We thought about the structure of this team. Мръднахте един слайд повече сякаш. Okay. So, да, следващият. Okay. So, why is this important? So, there is a lack of communication, lack of information, and we have some basic ideas that we can help this COPE team to achieve. Coordination meetings, like expert visits. Next slide. We have, like, this is an example of the structure that we think it should have. There should be representatives of these institutions, one or two we thought about like maybe 7 people in this team will be like the best number. But there are 2 important elements, a good mix of younger people and established specialists, and at least 1 expert in communication, because this is the main problem. Next slide, please. So the effects. Everybody wants to know what will be the effects. It is nice to mention that the Technical University has extended this offer to the team to use the co-creative Fab Lab that we saw yesterday. And maybe to wrap up, we have listed these effects, like in 6 weeks, in 6 months, and in 6 years, what will be the basic plan for this COPE team to achieve. And I think this was from us. If you have any question, we are available to answer. Thank you for the attention.
Before opening the Q&A session, I would like to invite all of the participants in the group to join the floor, because it's a group process. It's not just Danica. So please, welcome. Congratulations, guys, for your hard and inspirational work for the past 3 days. And now, all of our viewers in the WebEx online, and you, all of you, in the room, the floor is yours for questions. There's someone here.
It's not a question, but I would like to say that the Yacht Center can help you with joining the Yacht in your structure. So we are here and ready to join you and to help you with Yacht.
Great. The networking is in fact.
Thank you. Just small proposal. First of all, congratulations to the work that you have done these 3 days. I think this is very important, especially for Gabrovo. And I believe that what you propose will be also realized, and you will be very important drivers and agents of this to happen. But I have also a suggestion, without knowing what will happen with the next innovation ideas presentation. When I heard Irena, I realized that there is a very strong connection between what you are proposing and what probably the youth entrepreneurship challenge will be also sharing with us. And my recommendation or requirement, because I'm the one that sometimes could have some requirements, is to waste no time and to start considering appropriate practical relations between the expert innovators and the young inspirators. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Hristova. And now your applause for the team of Danica.
Мария.
Тодор.
Добрин. Десислава.
Петър. Светлю.
And Svet. But I know that we forget someone. That's the rector of the technical universe. That's your special hidden player. And Rosi Andreeva Angelova. Thank you, guys. Now we are going ahead. And who's next? Who's next? We have a good example expression to present the group of the climate neutral and smart cities. Welcome, the floor is yours.
Ако искаш, иди до него. Чай, че ние не сме в център. Help with the climate transition, neutral transition. And our idea is called green food. Basically, green food is an experimental area where both business, households, and institutions, I forgot, sorry, will play a game to create an experimental, to create a mini Green Deal. In this Green Deal, we'll introduce mini steps. We'll introduce mini steps, and those steps will help our behavior towards the environment and help improve our living space. We want to start from one facility, one installation, let's call it that, and expand it from there. Now my friend Nikki will tell you everything about it. Not the facility.
I will talk about the point system. At first, we must examine which living zone has the strongest desire for the green food. In order to do that, we should organize an inquiry between the people. We could divide them in 3 groups: household, education, and business. We will create a point system that will stimulate the 3 groups we have already defined. We will analyze the potential of every participant in the campaign. In this way, we will fix a minimum that has to be jumped over. Those who reach this minimum will receive something from the challenge owners, and in our case, this is the municipality.
Okay, so the 3 groups are education, home, and business. In education, we want this point system, when you reach a certain milestone, to give you, let's say, to organize events, to give materials, to give student books, etc. For homes, households, we want to give smaller taxes to the citizens and to give vouchers, of course, if they're green. And for businesses, we want to introduce smaller taxes and a green label. What is this green label? It is basically a certificate which you get when your business has a environmental neutral policy. And I'm not sure about that idea, but sounds pretty good, to create free advertisements on the website of the municipality. Now I'll leave the mic to Bolen.
Right, so there will be an info center built, which will advertise through a campaign. The advertising will be done as well on a website. There will be volunteers, which are going to be called Gabrovo, which is a plain word in Bulgarian. It doesn't sound as good in English. There will be voting, both online and offline. the voting will be done through resumes, photos, and ideas for the neighborhood. After the vote ends, the municipality will announce the winning neighborhood. Then the Green Deal is struck. Let the games begin.
At the first 6 weeks, we will fix teams and create a methodology.
In the first 6 months, we want to choose the region, the place where it will begin.
And in 6 years, we hope that the green foot will leave its footprint all over Gabrovo. Thank you for your attention.
Wow. And now, if for whoever of you thinks that that is kind of an awesome idea, we need to show how awesome ideas are born. Usually it takes teamwork, it takes a couple of awesome days in Gabrovo. They choose me because of my English, that's all. But we had wonderful time, and we realized that actually with whatever ideas we came with, especially me being a facilitator, I just wanted to be a participant, by the way. All the ideas that we had were actually implemented, I mean, which are quite innovations for Bulgaria. We had an awesome time, extreme moments. Why we went basically because of Niko Kalajiev was to see the problem from above and kind of go out of the box and take more precise decisions. Nonetheless, we were on a green bus. I mean, going there, visiting. For a second, I thought that we were going to the farm nearby. I mean, because it looks, you know, quite sustainable as well to me personally. Nonetheless, I mean, staying here, I'm not saying that we don't have oxygen, but I believe that our brains are more productive and creative. I mean, having more oxygen outside in nature, and I mean, vitamin D is not kind of, it's important for me at least. I mean, it's a beautiful place where we are. Now we've got a bit more kind of a flight time here, but that was like work in progress, edit on the fly, like we say, people like me say. After that, we just gonna visit another, unfortunately Svetlo is not here with us today. I wanted to say thank you to him. We were quite privileged actually, I think, to be a lot, kind of a very careful people, and probably the right people, and hopefully that idea will see kind of a realization and kind of implementation. I mean, that was like amazing. I mean, I'm a tech guy, by the way. I never graduated my technical university, but I do love engineering. Svetlo showed us, you know, quite innovative things that are kind of the only place in Bulgaria, and not probably a lot of places in, how can I say, Europe. I mean, honey is another story. We all know honey, but that is kind of organic honey that goes to the other side of the world. And that was our very beginning. You see all of our business cards here. If you need, you know, some of our contacts, you can take them from the slideshow. And I wanted to show some of the main key characters, but minding the fact that the kind of stop motion video was a bit of work in progress, we'll polish it probably later. Thank you.
And now, if you have questions, we can answer it.
My question is, where can say the Green Deal to be a Gabrovo? Yeah, correct. But I'm sure that there will be a lot of other questions, like there was one from the left side.
Thank you, super inspiring. Very well presented. I was wondering whether you've been thinking of how to do a communication strategy or something that's in a creative way explains like you did a very creative presentation. Like how would you creatively continue presenting this idea to the education people, the business people, the inhabitants? Have you been thinking about this?
So the advertising will be done through people, the Gabrovoci. Any other questions? Yeah?
A lot of questions, guys. You did it.
Thank you. Congratulations. And I suggest those that are hiding behind this flip chart to appear, because probably they are not as shy as we think that they are. So please, guys, come along. Just come along. Move this flip chart. We want to see your faces because you are very important, all of you, dealing with different things related to the green transformation. I suggest later to present yourselves, all of you, but I have just a very short question. Do you need anything else instead your idea and your brilliant team to start with the implementation of this initiative today? What do you need? Do you need any money? Do you need any physical premise or what? I'm very interested to find way to, for example, support your idea.
Funding.
Acclamation, this is right in the center, but how much?
Oh, we're going to discuss that later. Just say yes. Say yes to the deal.
Well, if you have indicated a specific amount, probably I should have been in the position to reward, but then you will try to find me and convince me. Thank you very much. But consider this element.
Any more questions to our green ambassadors?
Pencho, I have the feeling that you're avoiding me, you know? Okay, guys, thank you very much for your presentation. It was really interesting, quite creative. But I don't have question, I have more suggestion. You're talking about the Green Deal. You're talking about possibilities to be sustainable, resilient, and so on. Part of the sustainability is gender equity. Only the guys who are presenting and the girls who are moving the slides like assistants. Come on, come on. Give power to the girls, you know. It's really important. If you want to inspire, you should include everyone, not only the guys. This was only a suggestion.
Actually, we had a girl who wanted to be a presenter, but we were told it had to be in English.
Well, to be honest, as a facilitator of the group, I can tell you, actually the girls put them in this position. Yeah. So there was a lot of women's power in the group.
Hi, my question is related to the three different groups. One was education, one was homes and business. My question is, where are the other institutions? Are they part of the education, or are they included at all?
Да, има. На микрофон задължително.
Идеята е всички неща да са в кръговрат, т.е. education с всички деца, университетът, където да се вкарат всички практики, които ще бъдат описани, като всъщност това е само базовото, което да представим. Цялото нещо има има цяла система, по която да работи, като се започне с образованието. И има много практики под формата на игри, това, което беше зададено като въпрос, под формата на игри, детски книжки за оцветяване, сборници с задачи и така нататък, като по математика, но за екология и така нататък. Всъщност, за да бъдат обучени децата, как те сами да опазват своята класна стая, чистотата и така нататък. Те от своя страна също са част от домакинствата. В домакинствата се възпитава културата, но същевременно пък и при домакинствата ще има задачи, които хората ще трябва да изпълняват във връзка с тази точкова система и ще има различни преимущества. Бизнесът от своя страна ще поощрява цялото това нещо, ще стреми той да бъде по-зелен, но ще поощрява всички неща и в образованието, и в домовете, като предоставя различни от своя страна, както различни бизнеси тук в вендинг машините са проявили интерес да стимулират гражданите. По този начин ще се поощрява и бизнеса, като отново се стимулира в тази игра, пък той да получава точки, ако стимулира отделните дейности. Тоест целта е да е един цял кръговрат и да е точно екосистема, в която всички дават своя принос и всички печелят някакви неща.
Know if it was only me then, but I understood a little bit different concept, so thank you. Now it's clearer.
Thank you, guys. Now enjoy the moment and spread the word with your ideas. Изчакайте малко, изчакайте малко, изчакайте малко. I will not announce the next group, but from their trailer, their video, you can guess who's going on and who will step the floor. So, who's the author of that trailer? Are you coming from Hollywood?
Okay, guys, before starting the presentation, I would like to say that we are so happy to see you here today because before all, we are young people, and we are happy to see that there is someone out there who is thinking about us and who is thinking about what our opportunities are and what we can give for the Gabrovo. Thank you.
So we are representing a team with two groups. Me and my partner are gonna represent our group. So our topic was how to improve the connection between young people, more elderly people, more experienced people, and how to implement the business ideas in the youngsters' minds. So our solution to this is a live podcast. We don't have any names. After this, you can write your idea for name. Yeah, we have some things in mind, and yeah.
Yes, this is our logo. So after discussing the name, we are going to put the name of the podcast. But here, it is what we have now.
We can move on the next one.
Yeah. Going to that. So this is our team. Well, we met each other 2 days ago, so I don't know all the names, but at least I know my name. So my name is Martin.
What happened to the...
So my name is Martin, and...
My name is Alex, also known as Manekena. We have some technical problems, so yeah. Some of our participants.
So what is the problem that we are going to solve?
Everyone is asking this question, so we can move on to the next slide. Okay, the problem, we have a worst relationship in the community. In Bulgaria, many people talk to each other, but they don't understand how the things work. They can understand how they implement some ideas, how to start their own business, and also, yeah.
Yes, we are also struggling because we have no information. So the lack of information and the lack of education is a real problem that has to be solved.
Also, without any motivation, people lost their motivation at young years. Young years. So we need to improve this. We are trying to make them just the Nike slogan, just do it. This is our. Yeah,
yes.
They need to be motivated. We can move on to the next slide.
Okay.
Next time, more batteries.
No work today.
We are waiting for the solution. Next slide, please. Okay, our aim and objectives are to create a network for youth entrepreneurship via podcast in order to create a bondage between business, education, and youth generation.
So our main aims and goals are to motivate the young people. Also, our goal is to foster achieving youth participation, because when we have so many people that are motivated and that are young, we have great opportunities.
Okay, we also need to inspire the community, because without the community support, nobody's going to do anything. You have an idea, but if no one's going to support it, where's your realization? Yeah.
And our biggest motivation to do this podcast is to create the network that we are needing to create. Because to know our idea better, I would like to say a metaphor for this. So think for us as a construction company, because what we are doing right now is that we are creating bridges between young people and entrepreneurs. And think for that. It's a great idea, don't it? Yeah.
Next slide. Yeah, next slide, please.
Okay, so who is responsible for this revolution? Because I would say this is a revolution. I mean, we have a construction company.
Okay, the responsibility comes to our group, the Youth Center in Gabrovo, also Gabrovo municipality, and the local businesses and partners. We are aiming to make a bond between all of these.
Yeah, all that virtuality breaches of our construction company.
Okay, we can move on to the next slide.
Okay, so what is the idea of that whole thing? The idea is that we want to achieve a service which provides flexible career pathways in the business industry and viable network connections.
Okay, so the first thing that we can do is to have a live podcast, open podcast with direct interference from the viewers. They can message us in real time what question and what topics to talk about. And the other thing is conferences, just like this one, the Innovation Camp. We steal some ideas from you guys. Yeah, okay. We can move on to the next one.
Okay, so what are the actions that we're going to propose you? First of all, we need to create a team, but we don't need a team. We want to achieve and gather the best team ever.
Yeah, strongly motivated. Also, we're gonna prepare a 12-month plan, so everything's going to be on time.
Yes, and we're lost without developing marketing strategy.
Also, we have to design a scenario. What people should we invite, what topics to talk about, when we are going to invite them.
And when we are ready with our idea, we want to create community relationships.
After this, we can build a trust in our partners so they can provide us with more financing. Also, we can invite them to come again and again to talk about different solutions.
Yes, and for the question, how much money do we need? You know that answer, as much as possible.
We can move on to the next one.
But what we're planning right now, so 6 weeks plan. First of all, top team, best team, however you prefer. We are just the best team, you know.
Also, we have social media development. We are going to implement our idea in different platforms. Also, we can create partnerships with local businesses at first. And yeah, to create 2 podcasts at least for the first 6 weeks.
And maybe the most important, 6 years plan, because we have a long-term vision. And after the 6 years plan, there is to be continued, where your imagination will start working. So it's up to you.
On the 6-month plan, we will collect some feedback to improve things like our studio, how people want to interact with us. Also, we are going to do a team evaluation because 6 months is nowadays it's a long, yeah, the lifespan is a lot. So we are going to have different participants in our group. Also, we will expand our partnership with businesses outside Gabrovo. Also create a sponsorship package because money is needed. Yeah. Thank you for your attention. If you have...
Thank you.
Is that... Oh. Okay, we also have a next slide. Yeah, this is ours. If you see on the corner on the left, you see a +1 because not everybody is on the picture, but yeah, they will be on the next picture. I also want to invite my team here to help us with the questions. I also need...
Yes, guys, please come and join the floor. And while you're thinking about your questions, I would like to ask who else would like to join to be the 1+1 and to join the dream team. So the Q&A session is open. Again, the most active person.
Very active today. It is not a question, but probably more like a suggestion. You're speaking about inviting people from the businesses, but it will be probably interesting to work with independent entrepreneurs. This would be more broad and help with invite different people.
So all NGOs that are ready to work with us, we are open for that connection. And all that independent entrepreneurs who want to work with us. So we are ready for collaboration.
I have not a question, but a small suggestion. Actually, one of your teams identified connections with the first group, with activating the entrepreneurs, the ecosystem. Actually, here Danica presented, if you remember, the little flower. We need both young persons, young people, and skilled communicators. And this is at least one of the gaps, one of the challenges that we identified in Gabrovo, that we first don't have a good mixture between elderly, more experienced people, academicians, we had some ideas, and young persons. And the second is the boosting of local media. I think that definitely such a podcast, if well framed, well done, and here I'm looking to the mayor and to the region, will certainly support the local media. It will become a new ways of new media type. And I think it has its place, and it will strengthen also civil society, entrepreneurs. But Danica, do you want to say something? The Regional Innovation Center needs you badly, I think.
Yes, what I want to say is that we are very open for collaborations, so we can give you all the contacts for the entrepreneurs, and also we have young entrepreneurs. Maybe it will be very interesting for you to hear what they can say and to motivate you that it is difficult to start a startup, but it's possible.
First of all, congratulations, and especially to your excellent English and determination to present your excellent idea. My question is, have you already thought about the first entrepreneur that you will invite to start your postcard and to attract the attention of future young entrepreneurs?
We have discussed several entrepreneurs that we would like to invite. First of all, we would like to start with local businesses and local inspiring young people that would like to. I would not like to tell the name because it won't be a surprise if I tell the name. But we are planning to expand and to invite people from, not only from all over the country, but international one. Because our plan is to expand this podcast and to do it in English also. So the podcast will be, we are dreaming to be like a good example for a tool for networks.
I would just like to add a couple of sentences and eventually just help you to realize what the podcast is all about. And it's actually the idea to be made by these young people, and eventually they ask the questions that they want to ask and eventually understand how business is done, how funding can be received, and eventually motivate those people to undertake the next step and be the next entrepreneurs in Gabrovo.
Thank you. I would like all of you who have more questions about
There is a question.
But we're ahead of time. That will be.
Pencho, don't be so strict.
I will.
Well done on your presentation, and the execution was very well done. I have two comments. One comment is there is plenty of information. It's just your generation has the challenge to pick and choose the correct one. And therefore, I would suggest that you invite not only businesses, but professionals, legal and otherwise, that can help you. Well, that's it. Oh, Pencho, Dream Team name is taken.
Okay. Thank you.
Actually, that was already talked about, and we are thinking to invite also professionals who can help with professional advice as
With the lawyers.
Okay. And everything, yeah, the legislation, the accountancy and everything that is really needed to be done. Thank you.
And to add, so there is information, and that's confirmed, and everyone here can do it. Actually, the problem with the young generation, and that's why the topic is digitalization and the digital era. So how to make it simple, how to simplify the information and give it to them exactly, and that's via the role models, the successful businesses.
As their facilitator, I would like to make the transition between the first team and the second team, because the second team has prepared a starter pack that will include everything that you're talking about. So I would like to welcome you guys here to tell us the next idea that is under this challenge.
Hello, my name is Alexandra, and you've been told that our team was separated in two groups, so I'm going to present you the idea of my team and exactly the starter pack. Before I tell you what exactly the starter pack is and answer to some of your suggestions, let me say first for who we do it, for who exactly is the starter pack. We do it for the young people, but not only. I mean, in the starter pack, we're going to include experts that are going to help, that are going to educate the young people who actually want to develop their ideas. So, what the starter pack includes? Educations with experts, so that is where we are going to include elder people. They are going to help those who want to develop. We are going to include mentors. They are going to motivate those who are part of our starter pack. And at the end, the main purpose is to turn the best ideas into reality. How the starter pack works and what exactly it is. It is going to be a 3-month-long education system, and it's going to happen twice a week. So if you want to be part of it, you can join it, but you should register yourself in a digital form or a site. The youths will be separated in 2 teams, because one that want to join it may not have the knowledge or the basic skills that are needed, and the other part will be people that may already have a small business, that maybe have a little bit knowledge or several skills, but also need to be developed. And then our mentors are going directly to work with you and help with you to develop your ideas, and we are going to give you a chance to actually make it work and to make the things you want to make to become a reality, and to see what you've taught to become actually a such big surprise for that you can actually see it happening. Yes. Next steps. In 6 weeks, we are hoping that that our project is going to be done, that we are going to give all the local institutions a chance to actually have this pack, have this starter pack, to make it start. In 6 months, we are going to get the first course. The first registration will be open, and in 6 years, we are hoping that this starter pack will be separated in all Bulgarian young centers and to help a lot of young people. Thank you so much.
The floor is yours for Q&A.
Again, I want to tell you that I think this is the main reason that the Regional Innovation Center is created, to help young entrepreneurs. So if you have any questions, I'm available all the time. You can contact me. You can see on the page of the Regional Innovation Center and on the website there are contacts. We can help you with the documents for, like, if you want to make a startup, we can tell you what you need and how it can happen.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I think that your idea is brilliant, that you have a little bit younger people that are not experienced and those who already started but needed upgrade. This is a very good mix. I have a question for you in this sense. Are you thinking to seek maybe the support of some educational platforms like Učase in Bulgarian? I know that the creator, the person is from Drianovo, from the region. And it's a nationwide platform of studying that if you develop the first packages to attract younger entrepreneurs to
be mentors.
Yes, and to have also an online platform to attract people, even Gabrovo diaspora, people who are in Sofia but from Gabrovo and other places, to join you as well.
Yes,
and we also had an idea in our group to work also with the regional Ministry of Education. We also had this idea to go and talk to them so that these entrepreneurship courses could be included at some level in the later grades of the secondary school system.
Yes, everyone who is available can join us in every type of way.
Pencho is here. I was wondering whether he is hiding. Just the same question, guys. Of course, congratulations. I'm very happy that there is such a strong synergy between the ideas that are related to creating youth entrepreneurship in Gabrovo, and this spirit is the strongest value that I believe will continue to develop this nice place. But if you are to start tomorrow, what are the resources that you will need?
Well, maybe you yourself.
Okay, I will be very happy to work with you. Thank you very much. My colleagues will be also extremely happy.
Thank you so much.
I accept the proposal.
You have the power on your side. Thank you, guys. And they deserve your applause. And please come on the floor all together. The whole group who challenged the youth entrepreneurship in the digital era.
Just 1 second to congratulate these young people for going through this process, because despite the ideas they generated, which are great and interesting, they had a tremendous leap on how they communicate, on how they interact with each other, on how they express their ideas. Some of them were nervous coming to the stage, but I'm really happy about the process that they went through. I'm really grateful for all of you giving them the opportunity. Thank you.
And after the starter pack, now we'll have maybe the urban revitalization pack. Who's gonna tell us more about that?
A lot of people.
A lot of people, yes. It's a whole new challenge presenting after these young teams. Okay, where's the presentation? Okay, great. We will present you 6 ideas for District 6 from Dream Team 6. Okay, I'll go quickly through the context of this challenge and later on tell you more about it. Okay. I'm sorry, I just need to calibrate this pointer. Okay. This is District 6. For the last 9 years, a lot of efforts have been put into the space. It's a central, very charming location in Gabrovo. For those who are not from here and haven't yet visited the place, I strongly recommend having a walk after these sessions. So the municipality has been putting some infrastructural efforts for the last 9 years, and for the last 2.5 years, there is a private-public relationship between the municipality and Studio Complect for revitalization of the place through involving various stakeholders like creative industries, other types of businesses, NGOs. It's a lot of work that has been done and a lot to be done ahead. So the challenge here is how to continue these efforts and how to involve in a better way people who are living in District 6, people who are living in Gabrovo, future residents, future business owners, future like people who are going to visit Gabrovo. The challenge also includes finding ways of financing these efforts through financial and non-financial incentives.
Thank you, Adi. We are continuing with the general idea. Before that, I just want to add that we are 6 people. That's not coincidence, of course. The general idea started from generating a strong core, coordination core, or team, we can also call it, that will develop all and gather all the ideas for District 6. We are starting, of course, with the 6 weeks with the sixth team is continuing everywhere in our presentation and also in the camp. So in the first 6 weeks of the coordination core, we have put the step for a job description for the project manager / community manager, because the most important thing for us is basically to include the local population in all of the things that are going to happen in the district, and also generate ideas from them, and also outside, of course. But for this, we need a very strong community manager. This person has to be super friendly, of course, and be a real professional that also has experience with some municipal work, so he can be that bridge between the society and municipality. Also, a communication specialist has to be a very interesting part of the team. This person from the beginning can be from the municipality, because we don't have additional budget. But after these first steps, it can be also outside hired. A very important thing is the place where this will happen. So we want to dedicate a special place in the district, so the people can see that something is happening. They can also walk in and express their ideas or visions. So for this, we are thinking about, there is a certain house that is joint property between the municipality and the technical university. So it'd be great if they can work together and establish that place as a District 6 core center. Okay, we are switching to 6 months. We really wish this person, the community manager and project manager, be hired by then, so he can start very quickly his work or her work. Okay. Also, we want to have the whole team appointed from the municipal part. This could be an architect, a financial manager, because the funding is pretty crucial, and also a legal expert. We have also a secondary team or secondary advisors that include cultural manager, urban planner, sociologist, and a very interesting thing, a community board. We want to establish this from people who are living in the neighborhood, so it can be really transparent and they can also feel that their voice is heard. And for 6 years, we hope to have an established team of full-time employed professionals that are actually generating all these activities. Also working very actively with the community. Also expanding, of course, this team with other professionals that we haven't mentioned yet. And having cooperations with international teams as well from similar districts in the EU and, of course, why not the world. We want to inspire other teams to activate the development of other districts in Gabrovo, because we don't want to exclude District 6 from the whole city. And I give the floor to Venci to continue with measure 2.
Thank you. I'm Venci, I'm an architect, and I have the pleasure to introduce you our urban environment strategy for the next 6 years. The first thing we thought it's very important is to make a cooperation or a plan for a cooperation between the Ministry of Culture, the National Institute for Cultural Heritage, and the Municipality of Gabrovo, in order to create some ways, some solutions to optimize the mechanisms of renovation, building renovation actually. And the next thing will be, then in the next 6 months, to make this legal framework agreement between those 3 institutions, and then after that, or at the same time, to find some person which could play the role of the mediator between the local community, the persons who own those buildings, which are cultural heritage in District 6, and between those private persons and the 3 institutions in order to help these persons to renovate their buildings. There should be some stimulus for the owners of the buildings, like maybe, for example, tax reduction or other things which should be developed in this time. And that's my favorite idea, because we learned yesterday or before that the name of District 6 comes from the strong presence of the policemen in the past, when there was a really lively neighborhood. But now it's not like this. That's why we thought maybe the local people should take this role again, and they should be the neighborhood watch, who will watch about inappropriately parked cars or thrown cigarettes or something like that, so that they can establish community feeling about this, and in order to protect their own neighborhood. The next thing is to attract an attractor for the locals, because the district is not really lively at the moment, and this should be something, institution or something else, which will attract people daily, and like ePay, bank, baby kitchen or something else. So the quarter becomes more lively and more, lively is enough. And very important thing, in the urban environment are not just the buildings, there is actually are the streets, the benches, the cabbage bins or the lightings, and it should be very great when there is a concept about those things, that they preserve or develop further the identity of the district, so that they become maybe an example for the whole city in the next years. And in the next 6 years, we hope that at least half or maybe more of the buildings, of the old cultural heritage buildings, become renovated and filled with life and content.
And because District 6 is a very quaint little place, we are planning in the next 6 weeks to define a specific pedestrian area with anti-parking elements, i.e. little poles, that will restrict parking in the old part of the district. And it's on purpose because, for example, I'm not a driver, so I'd like to walk around oops. And in the next 6 months, we'd like to put into place a traffic plan for the district, for the pedestrians and bicycles and the cars. So the traffic, as it is, should be possible for the people who live in the district or need to get there, but also is like walkable for pedestrians and bicycles. We try to be very practical and efficient in that way. We try this way. And obviously in 6 years we see it as a car-free district.
The next measure in our proposal is communication, which is key in every aspect. So we have to establish communication with this thing somehow. Yeah, so our main goal in the first 6 weeks is to initiate a communication plan, which we hope that we will have ready 6 months later. Yeah. As my teammate already mentioned, we have a community manager who is at the core of our plan. And one of his main tasks is activating the community. And not only its will to change District 6, but also to participate in its development. We also plan on having pop-up events in various spaces so that we can give the chance to artists to express themselves and their work, which we already know attracts a lot of tourists. We also plan on having these informal events in the character of community talks and dinners so that all can gather together. When we're talking about the municipality, the people from the neighborhood, the people from the town, our coordination team and community board, so that they can gather outside of work and talk about life and find. It's also very crucial for District 6, we think, that it has its own visual identity and navigation system. Yeah. Something that we can take advantage of that is already existing is the Tourist Information Center. It gathers a lot of important data, and it can be used as the center of District 6. Please. Of course, we cannot neglect the businesses, and we also plan on having these themed events which will have a more formal character so that they can exchange their experiences and be able to provoke other businesses to start their work there, because hopefully it will be an amazing place. And we must also include the elderly. We cannot neglect their existence, and we would love it if they have an active role in the planning and redevelopment of District 6. 6 years later, we hope that we can have a regular demographic research which gathers a lot of important data. Not only does it give us a lot of information about the infrastructure development, but it also collects data about the target groups, and this could help the corporation core to develop its plan accordingly to their needs. And of course, the most optimistic part is that we hope that everyone in Gabrovo, Bulgaria and Europe knows about District 6, and that they often come to visit it, and that it becomes a preferred landmark to visit in the area.
I think this one works as well. Okay. So I'll go quickly through the measurement of culture cooperation. It's something that we actually had a chance to test this year, and it proved quite successful because it involved a lot of stakeholders from local, national, and international participation. So in the first 6 weeks, we have a list of these participants, cultural partners. These could be producers, independent artists or organizations, or even bigger institutions who are willing to join in forces in District 6 and have their representation through the year. This plan is presented by the community manager and the communication strategist, so that in the next 6 months we have a cultural calendar for the whole year. We also have a production plan, what is needed in order these visits or these site-specific installations to happen. We also have a rich diversity in content, so that we include all cultural content, not only one thing that is represented there. I'll go through some of the ideas that we have mentioned and discussed in our group, for example, residential programs with artists, writers, musicians who are staying in one of the houses which are in District 6 and working there for a specific amount of time. Also existing festivals who are having their special presentation in District 6, Also, we would like to have some scholarships for students from Gabrovo, outside of Gabrovo as well, have cooperation created between them and execute a site-specific intervention. Also, we would like to see a content exchange between the neighboring towns of Veliko Tърново, Троян, and Gabrovo. For example, ateliers which are placed in the district and then traveling to the other city, or being a host of similar ateliers, even from Etara, and represented for a certain amount of time in District 6. We would like very much also to see knowledge transfer, something that we have insisted in our presentation as well. It's not only for the young, it's also for the elderly, because everyone should feel represented in this space. This knowledge transfer can happen through workshops or regular meetings dedicated to a specific theme, like knitting or cooking, or something that is very close to everyone. We would also like to see a mapping of existing recreational activities. Actually, this came from the peer-to-peer, not but from the speed dating, and we're very thankful to all comments that our team gathered during it. So mapping down of existing recreational activities, or active group of people who are dedicated to sports or to a certain creative cultural topic, and they still do not have a venue, a specific venue. So we hope that in these pop-up spaces that we have dedicated for demo parts, they can find their own space, at least for executing their events. In 6 years, we would like to see a rich and diverse program attracting locals and visitors from Bulgaria and all over the world. And how are we going to finance this? This is a very important part.
This is short, don't worry.
This is short, yes.
The last but not least, the finance. Yeah. It's important issues. First of all, first target, after 6 weeks, voting the salary for the community manager, to stay in touch with the people, with the community. Of course, maybe it's better create a range for the voting. And after that,
maybe we can...
Okay. The mechanism, after 6 months, the mechanism for giving the free venues, technical support and furniture for local cultural and maybe some sport association operators. Then the other one, the priority for projects for District 6 in the culture and the youth municipal funding programs. And the other one, crowdfunding after 6 years. It's very important to find some money from the private sector to create a new opportunity to find the money, of course. Small funding and tax reduction for business in the district to create more attractive, and allocated municipal budget under the culture and the tourist programs, as you know, as mentioned before me, my colleague. All types of EU programs and UNESCO programs to find some money from this international opportunity and to create some cooperation with some other municipality and local authorities around Europe.
So just to wrap it up quickly, we think that this plan and this idea as a prototype is applicable to other neighborhoods, to other municipalities. So we think it's quite viable in the future. And we will end with an idea for the next year's challenge, because we love this this building. It's the planetarium. Unfortunately, nowadays it's getting, you know, in very bad shape, and it's getting more and more dilapidated. So please consider for next year the planetarium as part of your challenge. Thank you.
Pencho is super stressed. Give him some time because we overdid our presentation. Thank you for listening.
I'm going to relax and to have a walk in the District 6. Who's coming with me? Oh, there's some questions.
No, Pencho, I don't have any question this time. I just want to congratulate the team number 6 who worked for District 6, because it is really a very
Would like to see everybody
holistic approach that you applied, and I am really very happy that this district, which looked very sad some 10 years ago, now is in positive transformation. I'm not seeing one person who I'm very willing to see in the center with the pink jacket, blazer. We love you, Milka. The applauses are for you. Thank you for being the owner of this challenge. Congratulations. I don't hear your applauses.
I would like also to say something, because they're facilitator. It was a real pleasure for me to work with them. They're great. I'm really proud of them, and I'm proud with what we've done. We couldn't fit into the 10 minutes, but I think that it was a kind of a full strategical framework, so you all will excuse us for that.
Is anybody who is willing to answer, or not to answer, to ask a question? Today is not my day.
Thank you. I was also interested in the presentation because I like the district and I know the other districts in the country. And I know that the thinking of the other districts is also going in that direction. In August, in Veliko Trnovo, they actually discussed the community manager as an option. I think Ljubo was also there in the discussion. So this was something that was discussed. And it's a challenge, but you need to answer in 30 seconds or something. My challenge is how are we sure that the community manager who also receives salary, it will be tough to find the exact person, the right person, that he will accept all kind of ideas, because now the place is more vibrant, it's not centralized. And is there a danger that the community manager can channel the place in his own likings? Let's say music or whatever. Let's say that the person likes dance music, so he receives an idea about a rock event, and he'll try to channel the development of the place in his own likings, which is normal. So how do we make it open, as it is before we have these structures put?
Well, I think the idea is of a team. The community manager is just one part, maybe the most important one at first, but this is why also we included the community board, because people from the neighborhood can actually regulate and also have a say into that team. So I think a group of people and experts, yes, can actually very well establish a non-leading role and, yeah, balance.
And also one more thing, I don't know if you have noticed, but they have distinguished two types of working team. One is the external team, that these were the people that are going to work mostly on that, and they also have one extended team that is, and they have a sociologist and also other types of cultural assistants that are going to implement and make their input about the program.
Hello, my question is not exactly about this idea, but also about the idea to renovate the area as a District 6 to other country. From your opinion, after these 3 days, how long should invest and put an effort to develop the area? Because if it's necessary 10 or 20 years, someone else to push, to boost the area, is that have a resilience of the project and the process? Because after 6 years from your presentation, we've seen that again, we expected the projects, the funding, etc. So it's not just about the 6th district, it's about the other projects. And actually, I would like to ask this on the first day, and now I'm sure that I should ask. Thank you.
Can you please repeat the question, because I don't think we...
Okay. How long is the normal time someone to boost, to support the area? Because we've seen that we'll support the business, we'll support the owners, we'll support...
Yeah, okay, I got it. We discussed that quite deeply, and maybe we were not quite able to put it really well into the presentation. But what we have discussed was to start smallly with a salary for only one person. This person should work with people from the municipality in order to attract some external money for that. Now we have the Open Bauhaus and other European projects. The municipality has other strategical projects in order to integrate them and make the financial first input on that. And basically the idea is this team, when the Foolish team started to work, for them to develop a business idea. And here we should have a mixed funding, not only from municipality, not only from the European Union, but also from businesses and also from trading and different types of budgets.
And I think that the duration is it's unclear because it depends on the various assets, and it's really hard to say right now. But if everything goes to plan, I think in the 6 years that's totally possible.
The idea is in these 6 years, this thing to be self-sustainable, not to rely on the funding of the municipality, but this business plan to be working in order this thing to be fully sustainable. And only then this can work as a real prototype in order to be sold into other districts or other towns and something like that.
I have an idea about the community manager danger becoming dictator. You said about this community... You want to be a I just want to be a dictator. Let's keep the... But you said the community board. What if the community board, as I understood it, is... I understand it's going to be made of local people, so people from the area. What if the salary of the community manager is paid by the community board? So it's a very direct relationship and dependency on, you know, if things go a bit too harsh, no payment. That's discouraging.
It's a way of extortion, so good dictator, good job.
Okay, maybe again it can be kind of a mixed funding, because I'm not quite sure that the community board will be very happy to finance and to fund that. Maybe half from the municipality and half of them, and then this will have some kind of external push and motivation in order to work a little bit more to satisfy those that are giving you at least this 50% that can go into 60 if they're quite satisfied.
Thank you guys, I hope that we will ring the bell in District 6. And usually we say that we save the best for last. Is it true or false at this moment? We'll understand in a few moments. I would like to invite the final group who work and challenge the challenges of our innovation camp and work on the challenge how to develop the Cristo and Jean-Claude Center of Modern Art. Welcome.
Woo! Hi. Well, our team is still setting up. Hi. This is Vladia Mihailovo. And I'm Antonia Dimitrova. And we will be presenting a synthesis of ideas from the second Bauhaus group, looking at design and I hope you're not ready to go home yet, because we want to go big before we go home. So, with that in mind, we conceded to do the presentation in English very last minute. In the spirit of Christo and Jean-Claude, our sights are set far and wide and international, but also in the spirit of Christo and Jean-Claude, they were largely focused first in the local context for Gabrovo, for Gabrovci, Puțeau Sviat, which is why the entire presentation was brainstormed, discussed, and created in Bulgarian. Therefore, you get the privilege of hearing us speak in English and in some cases Bulgarian, as we often do the other way around here in Bulgaria. So some things simply will not be translated. And maybe we wait for our team.
The title.
Wait, does someone have a joke? Wait, our team's not ready. Jokes, anyone?
No, I don't know about the jokes, but you should explain, you should say the title.
Oh, okay. Christo e naš и Jean-Claude.
Whoever wants to know more and to dig into the content of this title of our presentation, and we also included Jean-Claude, which Antonia forgot to include Jean-Claude, can go in the office of the director of the House of Humor and can understand everything.
She's right there.
Why Christo is ours. However, we started with something which is very basic. And the basic thing in our minds was a manifesto. Manifesto which should reflect and be within the spirit and also the value horizon of what Jean-Claude and Christo, see, I kind of reversed the name, so we paid to honor Jean-Claude as well. Manifesto which should be within this value horizon. What does it mean, value horizon? It means to think about freedom of art, to think about the scale of art, to think about visibility, but also to openness and also to dedication to bring something as an artistic work, which was something very particular for the whole life of Christo and Jean-Claude as a team. This manifesto should be shared. Around this manifesto should gather not only the existing initiative committee, but also broader initiative committee, and to find a mediator, a person who is very dedicated to speak between all parties and bring a prototype of the whole process, because it's not easy to start Jean-Claude and Christo's center in Gabrovo, Bulgaria, which is kind of, you know, we have here one picture that we should connect Bulgaria to the world, to put it on the map. So it's not going to be easy. What we think is that for this prototype, we need at least 1 month more. So it's not 6 months, maybe 7, maybe 8. But within these first months, we should work on 2 parallel aspects. One of them, attracting and working with communities, forming and investing into them, and also developing partnerships on a local level, on national level, but also international, because this dimension is very important. And then also to create models, to attract different types of experts to work on certain models. One of them, of course, the model of the content and the functions of the center. The other one, the model of how this building should be renovated and then kind of placed within the city and within the urban planning of it. Then
one administrative model, because not everything works, as we know, so we need to kind of deeply dig how this should be structured and how it could be sustainable and can work for a future. Then one communication model, what we want, how we want to share our idea. And then, of course, not on the very last place, but the financial model, how we're gonna develop this center. What is GAF Festival? Antonia will explain later. So, in 6 years, not 7, we will have a generator for the arts. This is a catalyst, not only of ideas, but of bringing those ideas into realization, supporting them, and bringing them to the local and international level, which has also happened through a network which has connected local citizens, artists, institutions, the region, and not only connected, but as a resource, and also a resource, as we said, that is now placing Bulgaria within view of the world, together with all of the collaborators and partners of Hristo and Jean-Claude through their process. And so, in 6 years, the train will be well on its way from being a steam engine to a bullet train. So how that will begin is in the second 6 or 7 or 8 months of the first year. We will have already brought out into the world an architectural competition for the stewardship, design, and restoration and preservation and stewardship, I want to emphasize, of the building and the structures themselves, as well as their connection to the local context. The space will be unlocked through Ударен Festival, GAF, което е Gabrovo Art Fest, so an international festival of the arts in Gabrovo, which will begin with the exterior spaces first and foremost, and with local artists, residents, and cultural institutions. It will bring attention, highlight, find, and identify the local connectors also. It will reflect that spirit and process and practice of Jean-Claude and Hristo, because they always spent a very long time investing in the local community, not only going to the community and taking from them, but they gave back a lot through their presence, through many other aspects. And finally, well, not finally, but in addition also, pilot residencies, again, returning to the process in the manifesto that these are iterations, so we will begin activating pilot residencies and activating the governing organs that were presented earlier. So we place an emphasis again that the innovation set forth by example in the time of Hristo and Jean-Claude when they began their work was what they were doing was very new, and in this case we hope that we can set a precedent in some ways of new ways of governance and test and prototype the governance as well, so that if something doesn't work, it is adaptable and changeable, and we'll go to that in a little bit. So all of these should bring up a new cultural organism, which within its core, it's a unique place, and is based on the civil pride. Also, it's a cosmopolitan place, which brings many different people and can have many different voices to be heard, not only in Bulgaria, but within the whole world. And then to bring up quality, an artistic quality, within certain areas of art, more focused on art in public space, but also within art in general as a context and as a contemporary dedication. Who should bring up all of this? All of us. I don't think that without being supportive to the idea, this idea will happen. Of course, all of us includes the initiative committee, the mediators, the experts, and all the parties that should make layers of people dedicated to this particular idea. But also, I trust a lot, and I think that without the citizens of Gabrovo, without the
experts and like the audience broader in Bulgaria or international parties, this is something which will not be realized.
So specifically, again, we turn to the who as first the local Gabrovci, as well as those in the region. Particularly, we're connecting with artists we know, but also partners that are new partners, local business partners, local cultural institutions, international cultural institutions. So from the small to the big, and also not forgetting, but emphasizing those institutions that have already laid groundwork, connected to, and worked with to bring in realization to Christo and Jean-Claude's work. And with that, we want to bring back again the issue of the manifesto and the essence and the leading pillars that are to be established and be the guiding through everything. So therefore, ние ще кристофицираме, а не мумифицираме. So, in the spirit of Jean-Claude sounds a little cliche to me. In honor of Jean-Claude sounds dry. Кристофицираме, защото следваме техният много силен пример. Примерът, който зададе inclusivity, bringing together and connecting people who are not always bridged and connected in other contexts, but through art as a tool, they are able to do that in a way that is organic, that oftentimes breaks the molds of what's expected in a way that's also adaptable, such as maybe from Bulgarian to English in the last minute, and also authentic. I forgot how to say that. So with that, we have set our sight big, and we know that this will happen if we all do it.
Yeah, and we have many details that are not in our presentations, but when you ask questions, we will give you the details as well.
Thank you. I just want to do a quick yes, video. Sorry, video. Where's the video? Do we have a video? Bencho?
Here. Oh, no, we can.
Може ли момичетата от 500 маркери да станат? Къде са? Не ги виждам. Тук ли са?
We all should answer questions.
We just want to thank you. I want to credit some of our team members that did the video and also the drawings and the presentation from Martin. and our facilitator, Lubo. So can the rest of you come up here, because it's getting lonely.
Yes, I would like to invite all participants in your charming group to step on the floor to see the one who will develop the concept about our dream Christo and Jean-Claude Art Center. Is there some question about your presentation or comments? Here you are.
I will start and believe that somebody else will ask a concrete question, because I will share one thought that came across my mind while listening to this expressive presentation, these beautiful ladies. Congratulations, and all you who are just in front of us. And I was thinking that it is not only a challenge to work on this project, but it is an enormous responsibility. And I'm sure that part of your mind is realizing what you are getting involved in. Because this project is not just for Christo and Jean-Claude. This is not only a project about Gabrovo. It is a project that I'm strongly believing that is about the only positive transformation that will bring about people from all over around the world to Gabrovo, and they will really appraise what Gabrovo has as a spirit, as a potential. And with this, I would like to thank all of you for committing your knowledge, your talent, and your willingness to be part of this great Gabrovo project. And I am very happy that we are doing this together, and although it is not easy, we are progressing. And as many times was mentioned these days, it is not the top of the hill that we are focused in. It is about the process, because with it we will get wherever we want. Thank you very much, and I believe that this team will be doubled and tripled just as we are going on. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. As humbly one of the representatives of the European Committee of the Regions, I see in this project one that is a truly multi-level governance one. This is also, this means a partnerships not only vertically but also horizontally multi-level. And my question is, not to render it too difficult, I mean the presentation was very detailed, very clear, very elaborated, and I think it's quite clear what could be done and should be done. How can we increase the national ownership into this project? Because the European Union is clearly getting behind this project, also financially, labor-wise with the Bauhaus, the regional and local government are also behind this. How can citizens in Bulgaria, people in Sofia, many of you are from Sofia, from other Bulgarian cities, how could they focus, as in the image that you had, this lens, we're in the center of Bulgaria, how could they organize this mental and physical pilgrimage to this, I would say, first true modern art center in our country? Someone else, maybe?
While we were working, we were discussing that we need to have the idea developed step by step. But the big challenge is how to work step by step on many events, many sub-projects, and then to hold the whole idea. So that's why we decided to put this manifesto at the center of our presentation, because the whole idea, the goal, is something very important to be in the minds of the people who work there. On the other hand, we discussed a lot multiple partnerships through art events, through like GAF, for example, which I find to be a great title for an event, especially in Gabrovo. through particular partnerships on like knowledge exchange, on development of artistic projects. And for art in public space, it's very good that it doesn't need to be stuck in one place. It could be everywhere, and it could communicate with with everybody, and can work with all types of places, so to say. So I don't think, I believe that this center could be more methodological hub than to try to concentrate everything in Gabrovo, and Margarita also shared this idea. So we discussed this a lot.
Somebody else want to answer? I would also add, I think that building trust is something that takes time. It's destroyed quickly, but it takes time. And I think that's going to be a big thing to overcome in terms of national recognition, more and more, beyond the title of it. It's already got everyone's attention with the title and the concept. But I think the first step is a very small and direct step. The children that are neighbors, the elderly that walk through the garden, the kids on the bikes, and so that's why we started with a festival that needs to address, first recognize. So when we talk about, we don't need to reinvent the wheel of, yes, get your stakeholders and get them involved. Like, duh, obviously. But first and foremost, who are those? The kids, the neighbors, and those that have direct access to the place, and what are their needs right now? And when we win them, I think that will spread through the city. It will help to build trust and to transform, and maybe make space for new opinions where old ones may not be always the way that we would like them to be in supporting this. And also, they will be your biggest connectors, I think, to the wider network. So.
Yeah, but it's a matter of fishing. You have to bring the people one by one, then bigger groups. Yeah. It's a matter of fishing in time.
I would like to add that this was actually very much discussed, and we were talking about the communities all the time, how to involve them, also about the probably the critical part about people disliking Christo living abroad and not mentioning proudly I'm Bulgarian, and we know that this could be also a very big issue. So we were thinking that what could be innovative in the idea is that we don't want to rebuild everything, create the spaces, the ateliers, and invite the artists and build art in the public spaces, but start the other way around and invite people, help us clean, join us with ideas, with everything you can, and we think that this could be.
And also thinking on national level, definitely we need the media, we need different ambassadors, we certainly need the entire diplomatic corps, and we need all kinds of people that have been ever invested in any capacity with Christo's art, Christo and Jean-Claude's art. So those are also kind of important resources to use.
Can I? I think we could start practically doing the connection of all the stakeholders on national and international level through something very simple, which could be a festival, the GAF festival done next year, which could be used as a tool to unite people and to put the big idea of the center on the table on worldwide level. And within this organization of the event, we could involve all the locals, like the youth center, which we've worked with this autumn, summer, all sorts of local people, local communities, which could be united by their children, even their communities of dog owners, and etc., so that we could get as many as possible people get involved in the big idea.
Some more question. I like that the topic provokes so many comments and questions.
I actually have a question. It's a great idea. Obviously, big ideas take a lot of time and work. Who's doing the nitty-gritty job? Who's throwing the net?
This is exactly what came after the manifesto. Now, we were acquainted with the fact that there is an initiative committee led by the mayor, and then we need that this committee should be reconsidered and actually expanded, so to say. This committee is dedicated to the task to bring this manifesto and to find a person who can coordinate and mediate the first phase, which is the prototype phase, because it needs really to, it's an expert job to create models, administrative, which is very important. Nothing works without administration. Then communication and financial model, and also, of course, the content, the frames, the framework, the frames of the content, not the actual programming, but like the model, what the content should be and how this content should be sustained. And then on the base of this, we imagine that we will have the start and the activation of the project. So this is very important phase. Within 3 days, it's impossible to get something which is more concrete, more particular how to do, because this is really something which will be developed for the first time in Bulgaria on such scale.
Wrap it up and applause. Thank you for your creative approach. I'm glad that the two groups who addressed the challenge of the new European Bauhaus managed to present us not just a prototype, but whole concept. Thank you once again. And now, in the moment when we are full of emotions, reflections from our group presentation, I would like to rate our emotions, and for that I would like each of you to pick up his phone and to take a look at the blue item, the columns, the pillars, and to have an answer to some of our Slido questions. We'll have a few minutes for this. Take your time. And the first question is, how would you rate the Gabrovo Innovation Camp 2022? Directly, you can join slido.com with hashtag 3557069. You can see the code also in our monitors. It's going up and down, up and down. Yeah, we can also see the number of people voting. 31, 32, I think that we are more here. So guys, be active. Yeah, it's a type of rating. Oh, we have more than 40 people voting. Thanks, guys. With so valuable, creative people, I can go on a lecture from here. 54, can we go more? Do you think that we deserve this score, 6.4? Or we can go more or lower it? 59, let's up to 60, please. Oh, thanks. And the score is that smiley, happy face, even fall in love. Wow, thanks. We appreciate your rate. So maybe it's time to move to our... Oh, we have still some people trying to enter the Slido. Let's give them the moment to rate the event. $70. I'm so happy. Thank you, but the score is the same, in love with the camp. So we have to think about our 8th edition for sure. But now we have to move on to our next question. Please, our assistant to provide it. Did the event meet your expectations? Again, we have a special vote. Maybe I should join it with my bell. Let's up to 50, 53. Please, some more, please. But I think that we have a good score. It's 5. Yeah, it's 4.5. I'm glad that you like the fact that you spent the past 3 days here. But at the end, we have a special question at the last. Let's go for it. Describe Gabrovo Innovation Camp in few words. Hope, amazing, 42. What does it mean? Inspiration, amazing, networking, motivating, experience, hope. It's a must, I like that one. Amazing fun. Mnogo dobre. What does it mean? Meeting inspiring people, yes. That's the one that I bring with me. The possibility, the fact that you can meet with a lot of motivating and inspiring people. That's the one for me. Samo spokojno. But I would like to ask for a comment of that chart, our mayor.
Thank you, Pencho. I'm not going to deliver a speech. I'll just say one word at least 10 times. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you, participants of the 7th edition of Gabrovo Innovation Camp. Applauses. You did excellent job, and we have the unique opportunity to enjoy your work and to be together with you. I want to invite a few persons to come to me because I know that they were very important for the results that we have just seen here in this innovative hub that the House of Humor has transformed these 3 days. And these are the people, beautiful ladies and handsome men who facilitated the work of the 6, 7 or 8 groups. I cannot count the number of the separate groups that were established. And please, I'm inviting, you are not shy, Maria, come to me. Yes, we need flowers. We need something that makes this world more beautiful and I believe more peaceful. And now, guys, I will give you the mic and would ask for your 2 words of your emotions related not to this camp, but to Gabrovo, because it is Gabrovo which is and will be in the center. And maybe actually the Gabrovians which make this happen and also make attracting you here in Gabrovo, because some of you are not from here. And I will choose to start with Ina.
Okay. Okay. We were actually planning to go last, but maybe we can go back to us. Yeah, I know. For us, it was a great honor to be invited at the first place. My word was inspiration, and it was one of the main ones. Yeah, so I think this was all over the place. You said about the people who can drive this. I believe that all of us being here, and especially the people who are not from Gabrovo, I hope that the local people can feel our support to support and to improve the place where you live, not just for you, but to also be able to replicate what you do here to the other cities.
Now I will ask Peter to share his emotions with us.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody and of course the municipality for inviting me. I actually prefer to be just a member of the team, not a facilitator, but it turns out that I needed to take that role. But nevertheless, I think it turned out great as usual. Yesterday, Tanya said that she thinks I'm a bit skeptical about Gabrovo. That was a provocation, but I actually got complaints from my friends for using the word Gabrovo too many times in my interviews. So I don't think that I'm skeptical about the place. I actually love to come here. It happens often. And every time I meet new people, and what's interesting is that some of the people on the nation stage that I will meet in Varna or Sofia or Veliko Trnovo, we actually met here for the first time. And this happened on the first camp. I know that it also happened now. So this is why Gabrovo is larger than what it seems, because actually some networks are created here which are important for other places, not only for Gabrovo. So thank you once more and see you again next year. And hope some of the next building will be transformed by that time.
Thank you for being with us. And now the lady who inspired or was inspired by the young people of Gabrovo.
Thank you. I don't know if it's an emotion, but it's definitely the key word for me, and it's in relationships. And I believe that if we manage to establish good, working, intimate, and I'm saying intimate in the sense of we've been here 3 days, we already know each other in a way that we are able to overcome different challenges together. I think that if we have this, we can achieve everything else. So that's my word. In terms of Gabrovo, I'm staying in a very weird place. It's in the Cosmos building. But what this made me think is that I guess Gabrovo aimed high way before other cities in Bulgaria. And what we are trying to do here is actually help the community flourish, not only to survive. All our projects are related to making an extra step, growing bigger, and actually flourish as people and as a community. And I guess that's quite a challenging job, because the base ground for this needs to be present. We all need to first satisfy our needs and the community needs that are the first 3 levels of the Maslow pyramid. But this very important job needs to continue, because without culture, without our buildings, without our heritage, we're just going to be lost souls. So I think that that's a great beginning of something bigger that you are establishing in Gabrovo. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you very much. And I think just now a new message, a new brand is born, because the idea to make Gabrovo flourish is something that is really including all these emotions, all these endeavors and talents that we think that are here and that can continue be united for the common goal and in the common process. And now I come to the person who is somehow very strictly looking at me, because he, for many people, is not the dictator, but the other version of dictator, who is the liberator. But I sometimes feel that he has very strict rules which he never violates. Why?
I leave the others to evaluate my violate my rules. Violate my rules. My emotions related to Gabrovo, I would say one is resources. It's not an emotion, obviously, but the impression. And the other one is fresh. There's so much freshness here, or elements that have the fresh ability. So look at them and develop them and find ways. I'll be very quick. So fresh resources. That's it.
Fresh resources equal to Gabrovo. Is that what you said? Thank you. Thank you. Applauses. And I'm sure that we are going to hear something very interesting and something very well equipped with financial opportunities, because Svetlo is working in the European Union, in a European institution. Actually, this is not European Union, and I believe that after seeing all this and participating in all these emotional events with so many well-designed ideas, he will be of great help for us to find proper resources for our next steps, I'm sure. But before Svetlo, I would like to give the floor to this very emotional and very committed young lady. And by this, I would like to say thank you to her, because she is very, very busy, but she managed to spend these 3 days with us, and I saw in her eyes the happiness and pleasure that she experienced.
Thank you. Okay, my emotions were constantly changing these days. Probably first I was honored to be invited here, so thank you very much for that. First, I was a kind of confused, and I was a kind of worried, oh my God, what we're going to do? It's going to be kind of a freestyle. I think it went quite well, thanks for this team. But overall, I was really pleased. I was happy to be here, and maybe I have to say that it's the main emotion here that I can connect with Gabrovo is devotion, and the other thing I think is passion, because those two are the core emotions that are driving us to do what we are doing here. So yeah, and for the next year I really hope that we can see the project of six districts started and kind of being more livable and welcoming us all there.
Thank you very much. You have heard my voice many times, I think, here. I also prefer work with Peter to be a participant rather than the coordinator or moderator. I'm also a Gabrovian. I've been following this process for 7 years now with Tanya and Penchu. I think that the emotions that I bring with me is that this project has been evolving, and it has been evolving fast and in a very positive direction. It's really like a rocket. It's really very, very positive. The European topic, I mean, I leave the financial aspects because we work it out with Tanya, who is also now our representative in the Committee of the Regions, chair of the SEDEC Commission. We'll come up with good news with Commissioner Gabriel also on some of the projects. But I have next to me one of our members, actually Tanya is a member, and Matteo Bianchi from Lombardia, from the Varese city. I'll give him very quickly the floor to give his actually impression of Gabrovo, because Europe is you, everybody. Many people think that Europe is distant, is somewhere else. Actually, we're creating here Europe. We're creating these emotions, this togetherness. But Matteo, maybe you are better than me to express it.
Thank you, Svet, and thank you, Tanya. It's an honor for me and pleasure cooperate with you because I arrived from Lombardy, from Varese city. I'm a member of my municipality. Of course, it's a very different area respect here. But for me, it's very important to understand and cooperate with you to create relationships, for the future, try to have some experience together for the next challenges. And to develop our Europe, especially to start from the local and the regional authorities that connect the people to the institution, to the local institution and to European institution. So with this perspective, I give you my available to stay in touch for the next opportunity and to create a link with your local authorities, with school, with university, and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I will continue by repeating this word thank you. And my next thank you will be for one person who did an amazing work. And this is, can you help me with his name? Stronger, stronger. Let's invite him with us. I would like also to invite my colleagues who supported the organization and implementation of this initiative, because without them this could not be like it is. And also I would like to thank JRC and the European Commission for the support that they provided to us for organizing this 7th edition of the Innovation Camp. And also the European Parliament, because what can we do without all the European institutions and, of course, all the partners that are behind this initiative. I think we are in front of one very beautiful, I don't know how to name it, poster, which shows many things that are related to Gabrovo. I'm sitting very close to this lamp and my mind is in light. I would like to invite all of you here, but before that, there is a surprise, 2 things that I have to tell you. First, check your emails right now and find if there is something that you can use for whatever purpose, but take it as a warm thank you for being part of this initiative, for making history and story of this innovation camp. I hope that you will use it. Did you find something? You enjoyed? You have my signature on it. And the second thing, it is really absolutely serious. You've showed us how to proceed in the next 6 weeks, in the next 6 months, and in the next 6 years. And I'm sure that all these ideas that were presented here today will find their best way to be realized. And because I realized, I noticed, I recognized that in all of them, the institution municipality exists, isn't it correct? I share with you the promise that in the next 6 weeks, Gabrovo municipality will consider how to support the first steps in the implementation phase of all these initiatives. Be patient, keep your phones to your hands and heads and emails, because we need you in order to continue together. Because another very important word that probably came out from our experience is that without being together, without being hand in hand, we can go nowhere. Thank you once again. I'm not happy that I have to say that this is the end of this inspiring experience, but I believe that we will stay in touch, and wherever we are, we will continue giving our souls, our spirit, and our knowledge for the ideas that we developed together. Thank you very much. And young people of Gabrovo, you probably will have a surprise that will be communicated to you very soon. But stay alert, and this will soon become a very interesting information. Thank you, all of you. And now I think we deserve a family photo just in front of this lamp.
Just before that, we have a surprise, and I would like to invite Ina to come and to tell you more about this.
I'm going to use this one, but just because there were 2 surprises already, so and it's believed that 3 is for luck. So let's make them 3. Okay, Veli is already on her way. It was a very important promise that we just heard, and because the most important aspect of partnership is cooperation, at least that's what we believe in clean tech. And because we always like to go for the extra mile, right after we were invited to be facilitators in the camp and also to position the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, our team thought about how can we additionally contribute to the realization of all those great ideas. Greetings to the team who is actually watching the live stream now and who supported us in this very, very tough job to actually select one of the ideas that we believe we can support in all kind of ways of what it is needed, and what we heard it was planned to be happening in the upcoming 6 weeks, 6 months, and 6 years. First of all, it's a one prize, but I hope with the support of the municipality, we want to organize something as a start for all the groups, just to kick it off. And I think it will be also a great initiative to do it together with the Gabrovo municipality, and to, of course, keep you warm, because we know that motivation can go fast. So most of you already have spoken to us and you know what we do. And based on that, we believe that the team that we can mainly support is the... it's the climate neutral transition team, just because it actually involves all of your ideas. And it's written in this way, not with the names or with the team, just because we believe that actually all of you are part of this team. However, just to make it quick, while the team is coming, I hope that they will agree with me to actually invite our stakeholders, because this is, apart from being a prize, this is actually being more of a responsibility. So we really want Jana and Maria to join us. They were our stakeholders, however, they were full-time participants, and we actually give you the responsibility to fully support us to organize the group and just to make it happen the way that we promised, that we all promised.
Thanks a lot. We promised to do it, so let's do it. Yeah? Okay.
Let's start the game, was it?
Let's start the game, yeah. Let the games begin.
And let the game begins. I have to apologize to one very inspiring person who, I don't know, the fate brought to us. And this is the man who can conquer the space. Nikolai, please come with us, because I'm sure that you are the person who will change the fates of many young people and who will make them more confident and more prepared for the future that I believe will be bright if there are more people like you. Your place is here right in the center, and I will give you the mic because I have to stop talking. Please come here. You are not a shy person.
Thank you so much for everything. For me, I'm very happy to be the part of the innovation camp. So I want to wish you everybody to fly in your mind, and we will see in the air, in space. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So now it's finally time for the family photo. Somehow we have to fill the space in front of this poster and have people who will produce nice pictures.
Ще ви поканим семейната ни снимка да се случи на прекрасната ни тераса, за да се вижда габровското слънце.
Okay.
Заповядайте. Там ще ви очаква и прекрасен обяд. на долния етаж.